Jinda was sentenced to death by the king for leaving the palace without permission. Just when she felt she couldn't escape this disaster, she prepared to reach for the ring at her waist. Unexpectedly, the king suddenly spoke again. Considering that she had to do it, he spared her from the death penalty. His lenient with her punishment. He sentenced her to 20 lashes and confined her in the palace for a month. Jinda quickly expressed her gratitude for the royal mercy and sighed with relief after the king left. She was then given the lashes. Each lash felt excruciating until she fainted from the pain. Bleeding and bruised, the king saw her in unbearable pain. He couldn't help but gently stroke her forehead. He took her back to the palace. Meanwhile, the diviner was being expelled from the realm. Before leaving, the Grand Princess blocked her way. She slipped some silver to the guards to send them away. Then the Grand Princess appeared in disguise. The diviner still wanted to ask her for a favor, but the Grand Princess was powerless to help. All she could do was give her some gold and some jewelry, and she removed her gold ring. She told her to take it to her family in the Kingdom of Ayutthaya. Someone would take care of her in her old age. The diviner was deeply touched. Before leaving, she cursed the because he estimated Jinda's fate would bring disaster to Ayutthaya. I calculated the fate of Miss Jinda. The significant star will soar to new heights. If that is truly the case, she will bring misfortune to Ayutthaya. The queen was left utterly shocked. Her expression was conflicted, unsure of what to do. The next day, Jinda was still breathing. She lay in bed. Little did she know, the king had arrived at her chamber. Jinda approached reluctantly. She thanked him for bringing her back to her chamber while wounded. The king expressed concern over her suffering. He couldn't bear to see her in pain. He then mentioned the ring he had and inquired if she still had. Jinda retrieved it from her waist. She said she cherished it and never parted with it. The king questioned her why she hadn't used it. When he gave Jinda this ring, he told her that anyone who presents this ring would be seen as someone worthy of his grace. They could make any request of him. Faced with the king's questioning, Jinda falsely claimed she hadn't used it. Because she wanted to see how he would judge this, the king replied, "Why if I sentence you to death?" Jinda retorted that by then, it wouldn't be too late to but I understand. Your Majesty adheres to fairness and justice. Surely, you won't execute. In response to Jinda's flattery, the king took great pleasure. At the same time, he became more intrigued by her. He slowly lifted Jinda's chin. He carefully admired her unparalleled beauty. Then he couldn't help but show a sly smile, which made Jinda feel nauseated and fearful. The concubine shamrocked from. She couldn't help but exclaim, "Jinda's escaped from." Just then, she suddenly saw an eagle flying beyond the palace walls. It flew in the direction of the palace where Jinda was. Shamrock laughed as if she had uncovered a shocking secret. And just as she had anticipated, the eagle returned to Jinda upon learning that Jinda was hurt. He quickly sent her one medicine, and he burned their exchange letters with it. On the other side, the Greek queen Kazor kept recalling the words of the soothsayer as she laughed. She was then summoned by the king. He was well aware of whose fault it was that the soothsayer had acted irresponsibly. That's why he didn't punish the queen consort. It was to spare her some grace, warning her that taking a queen from the four directions is adhering to the ancestral rule to achieve the purpose of consolidating royal power. He won't concern himself with the concubine's intrigues. If their actions threaten the stability of the nation, they will face dire consequences. After saying this, she prepared to leave. But unexpectedly, the queen tightly embraced her. She tearfully pledged her loyalty to the king, claiming she had followed him from his residence to the palace. If a queen is to be appointed, shouldn't she be considered first? The king was fully aware of her unwavering loyalty. However, among the many concubines in harem, only those who bore princes and established heirs would qualify for the title of queen. Given that, I humbly request your Majesty to grant me a... I beg you, my king. The king, faced with the queen's initiative, initially resisted and withdrew his hand, but out of affection for their past